Dead Parade in Matt Brown's guitar studio in Chicago. So I'm going to be doing Brush Away by Alice in Chains in this one. I'm going to be doing a couple of songs from the Three-Legged Dog album, or the self-titled one, before moving on to some other stuff. So let's get after this one. Like pretty much every Alice in Chains song, we're tuned down at half step, so every string down at half step. This one is in the key of C sharp minor, so let's get after that main riff. So this riff is deceptively hard to play. Your fingernails have to be as short as possible. If not, you're going to have a real, bear of a time with this one. But the other tip that I have for you is, since your fingers have to stay planted while your pinky does a hammer-on and pull-off combination, is you want to keep your ring finger as close to the 5th fret as possible and the pinky as close to the 6th fret as possible. Give your each finger its individual space within that 6th fret there, and you'll have an easier time keeping these fingers planted and doing the hammer-on pull-off. Alright, so let's talk about what we're doing. We're just forming a C sharp 5 power chord here. To start with, we're playing just the index and ring finger, and we're going to go back and forth between those two notes. And then you have the hammer-on pull-off deal. That's 0, 6, 0 on your 3rd string, so you're getting the flat 5 in there. Back to the 4th string, 5th string, 3rd string, and then you're going to put the pinky back down there at the end of the riff. So real slowly. So tone-wise, he's playing this with the neck pickup, some chorus, and some delay on it too, to give it that kind of fat sound. Alright, so there is the verse riff. It's just the same as the intro, but different tone. Bridge pickup, distortion, no delay, and chorus. Alright, let's check out the little lead part that comes in over top of that. There it is. So the entire riff is played on the 3rd string, and we're pretty much just doubling the melody of the the main guitar part. So we're gonna do like a volume swell. You can do that either with the actual volume control or a volume pedal to start the song at the 6th fret, and then the riff, we're 6th fret sliding up to the 12th fret, doing a pull off there from 13 back to 12. And then a little bit of a bend to just give it a little stank, I guess, and then you're sliding back to 6, and you pick the 6 again. So the 6 is the only note that's picked. So again, that kind of thing. So the chorus is up next. Let's listen to that. So the chorus is really interesting. It's pretty much one guitar is playing like the lead, do 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 do. The high part is remaining the same. The only difference that's happening is that like every 4th time he plays it, he's coming down to a 4th fret B note. Otherwise, that riff is the same and it continues over the chorus, but the chord progression is completely different. So it's what I just played there. And so I'm going to break this down in 2-measure chunks, because it's kind of the same, but it changes every 2 bars. It's like a little variation just to keep things interesting. So I'm going to break it down here. What we start with, we have in the first 2 measures, we have an E5 power chord, just 2 strings, F sharp 5, G5, and then A5. So here's the first measure, real slow, ready, go. Alright, I'll do it again slowly. Alright, now I'm going to add on the second measure, so just going to tack that on. Alright, so in that second measure we have an E5 to F sharp 5. And then a mute the second time to the F sharp 5. Alright, so now let's check out the third measure of the chorus. So we're going to start with the kind of the same idea, but it sounds like he's not playing the E5 to start with, and he doesn't end with the G5. He ends with A5. So here's this measure. So just 3 chords again. Alright, now let's add on the fourth measure, so third and fourth measures. So A5 to B5 there, and then the mute in the B5. So the next two measures are very similar to the first two, just a little bit different, so let's check that out. So make sure you're catching the details here, a little bit different. Alright, now let's check out the last two measures. So these are kind of like, I don't know, a variation on the third and fourth. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. So here we're kind of climbing up the power chords, and then the last measure we have. So that's a low E note to a B5 power chord. That is 3 strings. And then you've got the B5 power chord there, and then the C sharp 5 power chord, and we're basically back into the main riff. Alright, so that takes care of all of the riffs to this song. Now I'm going to get into kind of some of the lead stuff and the real creepy background type stuff that you hear on the song. Alright, so there's the solo. Let's talk about, I guess, theory-wise and everything that's going on here. So the solo is just played over the main riff, the verse riff of the song, so there's that. Scale-wise, he's exclusively using the C sharp minor pentatonic scale, so all of your ideas in the like the first 4 bars are, pretty conventional, I would say. Just kind of some ideas played out of your, your main box. Then at the end he slides up and does something kind of crazy, so I will explain that. What he's doing here is he's taking your B note at the 12th fret and then bending that 14th fret of your first string up a full step there, and then kind of just like teasing it back down. That kind of deal, and it's harmonized too, so it sounds even cooler. The other guitar, what it's doing is. So it's just a really, really awesome effect. This is probably one of my favorite Alice in Chains solos of all time. Just really cool, atmospheric guitar playing. Sounds, that's what I'm all about. Sounds, I don't care about technique. So anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for this song. That's all the riffs and the solo. It ends with like this little slide up to a D note from 4 to 5. That's how the song ends, kind of abruptly like that. So that does it for Brush Away. If you'd like the tabs, my email is there on the screen, or you can become a Patreon subscriber to get access to all of the tabs that I have available. So thanks a lot for watching. I'm Matt Brown, and I've got more Alice in Chains and other lessons coming too, so stick around.